Hi guys, it's Natalie. Welcome to the Decrepit Couch, and we are out in the streets of Pittsburgh today. And I am here with,
I'm Brandee.
hi
I'm
Brandee,
Andre.
hi Andre, and I'm just gonna let them share a little bit about their story, what brought them to Pittsburgh, because they are not native to Pittsburgh, and yeah, we're just gonna hear what they have to say.
Well, we came to Pittsburgh to try to find a better way of living. I'm from Chicago, by the way. And
How long have you guys been here?
Ooh,
since the end
July
of
23rd,
July,
exactly.
yeah, July
Exact.
23rd,
Okay.
and you know, like I like Pittsburgh. My first thought was the people was rude, but
Really?
that's just
That's
how
interesting.
they
Okay.
are. Like you ask them a question, and before you even get the question out, they're talking about
They don't know.
they don't know. And
We
I'm
get
looking
that a
like,
lot.
but I have came into contact with people that knew something about something. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but it's a different way of living out here. All the way down to the food. I'm used to Harold's chicken, JJ fishes, you know what I'm saying? Like
The pork chop
mild sauce,
sandwich.
pork chop sandwiches, but they even they gyros taste different than
Really?
what I grew up
Huh.
tasting,
Yeah.
so it's good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's but it's good, it's just different.
Do you feel like people in Chicago are friendlier?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
interesting.
I
Okay.
definitely feel like
They got more road rage, but definitely friendly.
yeah, they definitely have road rage. I do believe from my encounters with the people from Pittsburgh, yeah, if when you get off the Greyhound station, whether it's on 95th and the Dan Ryan or downtown by the Mission, if you ask somebody something,
They're gonna
they're
tell
gonna
you,
tell
direct
you.
you. It's
They're
like
gonna direct you to where you need to go. They're not. It was one person. He told us the direct opposite of where we needed to go.
I think it's like what a bus driver told me. So like if you're dealing with like public transportation or something like that, if they only drive on one side of the bridge.
Exactly.
So it's like
Yeah.
they wouldn't know the routes on
That
the
other
other
route.
side.
And
So
And
I
I
think
feel like
that's really
Pittsburgh's like set up a little confusing because
Mhm.
it's not a grid. It's like
Right.
a triangle.
Exactly. Because when you go to Chicago, when you get to 95th and Dan Ryan, that is like the terminal,
Okay.
for everywhere. So
Like
if
a bus
you ask
station, like
somebody
you can
something that's down there who
everywhere. All the
rides the
buses don't
bus
stop there.
or the L,
Uh-huh.
they're gonna be able to tell you.
Where
If you
to
want to
go.
get to 55th or you want to get to 49th or 103rd, they're
Okay.
gonna know.
Yeah.
Down here, it's like pulling nails.
Yeah.
But it never stopped me because if I'm ever anywhere where I don't know, I sit in the front of the bus. You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the bus driver, "Hey, look, I need to get to here." I'm gonna let them know.
I'm determined as well.
Yes,
I get it done if I want to get it done.
I'm assertive.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit in the front of the bus when normally you would sit in the back or in the middle.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask where you're gonna give up updates. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you ain't forgot about me, have you?
Yeah.
I've gotten lost out here.
Yeah.
It's valleys and mountains.
It is. Yeah.
Well, it seems
I'm
like
used to
mountains, but
flatland.
it's just valleys.
Yeah.
A bunch of hills.
It's
And
valleys.
it's like,
It's like
okay.
we went over, what was that, Brownsville? We was
Oh,
trying to go
no.
somewhere that all the way out there on I believe it was on the south side or something. We had to tell that we didn't get off on the right stop
Yeah.
because this is not where we trying to go.
Then we had to go right back.
Luckily, she was a good bus driver. I give it out to the Pittsburgh bus drivers that
PRT.
that care, because she showed called the station was like, listen, this is my last route. but I can get them back to downtown.
Aw,
Yeah, you
that
really,
was nice.
We had
Yeah,
to
you
pay
know, so you
Yeah.
Candace,
definitely,
like, she
Yeah.
took us where we
I
needed
give it
to
up
go
to,
'cause
you know,
she was done.
Yeah.
yep, you know, so now what I can say is the landscape, it's amazing to me because it's like the houses are embedded into the, I
Hill.
call them mountains
Mhm.
I say
because,
hill.
Yeah.
you know,
I got a bunch of
I'm not
pictures.
used to these valleys, like,
Yeah.
you know, but the houses is like, if you come out the house, you're gonna fall off the you know what I'm
Is
saying?
it?
Like,
Wait, so it's really flat. I'm not trying to sound
it's
stupid, but
really
right?
flat. Yes,
Yeah,
in
because then when
Chicago,
I
it's
go
really
on
flat.
vacation places,
Okay,
I'll be like,
yeah.
wow, it's so flat here.
It-
I can't believe it because
Yeah.
I'm used to this.
Chicago
Yes.
is really flat, but a big city. So like
Yeah.
Chicago would be like a baby New York.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Oh,
know?
I just went to New York City for the first time like a
Yeah.
month ago.
New York City.
It's not for me.
Chicago's
I
like a
thought the
baby
people
New
were
York
kind
City.
of
No,
mean
don't
in
get
New
me
York
wrong. It's
City.
I
huge.
always wanted to
Chicago's
go to New York
huge.
City, and now I'm
Chicago's
this
huge.
close. I have to.
Oh, you have to go
Yes,
just to see it,
just
and then
to
you
see.
guys call me and say, Natalie, you were right.
Yes,
I've
'cause
been
I've
though.
heard.
I've been. He
I-
hasn't
I
been
don't
yet.
like-
I haven't
I've
been
been
yet.
to Boston, Maryland. I've
Okay.
been in a lot of different places
But
for work. But
what I've heard
what I
is
told him, like,
they
he would love
like New
Pennsylvania,
York.
and he
They
did.
say that the people in New York is rude because they bump you in. You know, it's
Oh,
overly
It's just so
populated.
crowded.
They almost, like, the thing I'll
It's
say
not
is
even on
they're
purpose.
rude, but they have to be rude to be in that environment.
Mhm.
You would
It's not
never
on
be able
purpose.
to
It's
survive.
not on purpose.
I
I
got
wanna tell him
smashed
that
in
all
the
the time.
subway door. I had my daughter out on the thing.
Mhm.
Her leg was fractured, like, already. So I was pushing her in a stroller. I had the stroller on the subway, and I was stuck in the door. Like,
Mhm.
everything is so quick. And we were
Fast.
moving quick. I was
And
like,
then,
what
like-
is going on?
So this is like the sidewalk in New York. It's like 50 people. It's
Yeah.
like 50 people on
Yeah,
one block.
it was not for me.
They bump you and they keep going because it's like, I'm gonna bump 5 more people before I get to the next corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
and wait,
That's just how it is. And I was like, oh, there's no need to get mad because like this is the way it is. It's like super crowded.
It's so quick moving that it's.
Man.
But you're from where? Wisconsin.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, Milwaukee area.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then how did you guys meet?
So we met in a town in between called Racine, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so we met at a actual bar. I'm gonna tell the truth. We met at a bar, and like we've been inseparable ever since, and we've been together 8 years.
Wow.
But we've been married for 3.
Aw, I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because some things, like certain things, she be, no, I don't want to, and I be looking at her like, that's nothing. You know, like, why is you tripping over it? Something simplistic as that. You know, like me personally.
Oh, that's what we do as women, right?
Yeah,
That's
you
just
know,
how
When
we
it
do.
hard one, and I'm
it's
sorry.
just some things I don't even let inside. Like, you know, like I don't let it bother me because it honestly don't have nothing to do with me. You know.
I'm trying to get better at that.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know,
journey for me,
I
but
gotta
I'm.
grow thick skin.
in
Mhm.
Chicago, we got a saying: if it
Pussy.
don't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
That's-
You know,
That's true.
if it don't apply, let it fly. You
Mhm.
know, if the shoe don't fit, you know what I'm saying? You know, so people, they'll say things and she'll be like, "Did you hear what he said?" I said no, because it didn't apply to me. You see what I mean?
It's
Like
so true.
it don't
Yeah.
apply to me, so I don't hear it. You know?
I just said to my friend today, I started to try to live by, like, I used to get so invested in things people were saying about me or whatever.
Yeah, it's not
but
worth
then
the energy.
it's like once you realize anything they're saying about you is just an internal reflection of them. And I used to hear it, but I didn't understand it. And now that I understand it, I try to not let it bother me because I know it's just they're not happy with themselves.
Exactly.
Now
it's like if a person's opinion of you, it don't really reflect you. That's just what they think.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter to anybody else. It's just how they view nobody else.
Exactly. I don't really, you know, I care what people think. Don't get me misunderstood.
We all do.
Yeah,
some
you
sort
know,
of way,
yeah.
But at some point, you gotta put some type of stipulations on what you let affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because people want to bring you down.
I swear.
Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
It be
people.
confusing me sometimes.
The more positive that you do and try, like the more I feel like they try to silence you and bring
it's
you
like
down.
they don't want to see you succeed. You see what I mean?
And especially not going above them.
Above them.
That?
You know, but hey, man, it's different boats for different folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody, you can't bring everybody with you. You know, so some journeys you're gonna have to take on your own. You know what I'm saying? Some journeys you're gonna have to tell your friends, hey, look, I'll be back to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? You can't come where I'm finna go, because where I'm finna go, it ain't a boat for two. You see what I mean? Or it ain't a boat for three. You know, but not to say, because a lot of people, they do when they, you know, when they make it, or when they get successful, or when they get to a certain point, they forget where they came from. They forget the people that was there for them. They forget the struggles that they went through. You know, I could never, you know, like
same.
I could never, you know, like I remember, my memory is impeccable. You know, I may not say a lot of things because sometimes less is more. You know what I'm saying? You don't.
It's so true.
Yeah, you know, you don't always gotta speak on everything. Everything doesn't require a rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? Some things is sometimes meant to be taken in and you know distributed how you want to. But a lot of people tend to blame other people for their circumstances. And no,
people can't take responsibility for their actions.
You know, like it's your life. You know what I'm saying? You know, whenever or whatever happened, it happened. You don't overlook it. Learn from it. You know, it's a learning experience.
I always say, like, when I think about my life, I did not start growing and becoming the person that I hope to one day be until I had extreme trauma, struggles. When I think about my life before that, it just didn't have the same substance that it has now.
Right.
It just
Acceptance,
it didn't.
You know, accept the things you cannot change. And I know that is a quote that has been played over and over and over and over. But it's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
You know, you have to accept that you did whatever you did, or whatever happened, it happened. What are you gonna do after that? You see what I mean? Like, you know, you can't give up, because when you give up, you know, when you stop moving, that's when you become stagnant. You know, and I'm not gonna say, yeah, you know, for some people they may feel the beg to differ, you know, but what I believe is, as long as you keep your feet moving, you will never stand still. You know, you will, as long as you keep pushing or thriving forward, you will never be stuck back there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that wallow and, you know, bask in they downfall or they trauma, man,
And that was me for so long, and it's hard to come to terms with. But like in my addiction, that was me. It was everyone but me. You know.
You have to accept that you fucked up, man. You know, and that's the hardest thing to admit.
Simple as that.
I'm fucked up. You see what I mean? Like, and it ain't nobody's fault but mine.
Yes.
It's hard to do that, you know, but some people have the, you know, that inner strength to be able to say, yeah, I fucked up, you know, but I'm willing to do the things, you know, go through the procedures that will make me look at, because your perspective on life is a motherfucker, man. You know, it's a lot of people that look at life as the cup half empty instead of half full, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing, man. You know, but we love to point to the other person. You know, we don't like to subject ourselves to, we fucked up, I fucked up, and that is a hard pill to swallow, especially when you come from a family that You know,
I was gonna say I want
That's
you
the worst
guys to
part.
share a little bit about like your childhood upbringing, whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
Now
if
you
you're
go first.
comfortable.
Oh, I'll
You
go
go
first
first.
there. So I had a good childhood, I would say. I come from like middle class family. I was a working mom. My mom was a nurse, and she was
Okay.
a single parent, raised me up until I was like 6.
Okay.
My dad was in my life, but he wasn't after that. Um, so he came back in my life probably when I was like a teenager. That was good, I guess. I don't really like him that much. I'm gonna just say that because I don't really care about being private.
I'm the same way.
I don't like him because he bullied my mother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's why she left him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one part of my childhood that she masked for me. I didn't know about this until I was much older.
Mm-hmm.
But like she bullied him. You know, I mean he bullied her.
Yeah.
And so I don't like him too much, but
Understandable.
I don't like him, but I love him. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense to
Yeah.
anyone. I have plenty respect for him. I just don't like what he did to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And after they separated, we became like we had a relationship, and I just still feel like he was only having the relationship with me because he wanted to try to get close to her, and that's not fair as a child. You know, you
No.
want your own relationship, and everything is all about that, and that's why.
Let's not take
But
away how he taught you how to,
but
use the guitar.
I would
He
say
taught her.
that he taught me some good things.
Yeah, you know.
As far as like he taught me how to play guitar.
Okay.
You know, I know how to play guitar.
Oh, I wish we had a
Like he was,
guitar. I would
I
make
know,
you
right?
play.
You
Maybe
feel
I'll
me?
come. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
like,
come back.
That would be the
like
secret.
he had
Guitar.
his band when I was growing up. He had his band, and
Aw.
he had he played guitar. He taught me how to play it, and also the piano. I
Okay.
know a little bit about the piano, but more of the guitar.
Okay.
So that's a good thing my dad did for me. But my mom, she raised me as a single parent.
Was it just you?
No, I also had an older sister.
Okay.
She's 12 years older than me.
Okay.
Um, that was different.
Like a second mom,
She
12 years.
wasn't
That's like a second
actually
mom.
like we're not really close because I guess we weren't raised together. It's like she was raised in a whole nother generation.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
and so she thinks I'm like the spoiled brat because she got the young mom and I got the older mother.
She got the mom.
She got the mom that was like learning and
learning,
like learning how to be a mom, and so
And when she
everything
came
wasn't like
along,
perfect.
her
But
mom was already
right,
situated. And
Yep.
right.
I
By the
was worked
time I
out.
was born, my mom was like retired.
Okay.
And that's the funny thing about me is my mom gave birth to me at like 43 or something.
Okay.
And so by the time I was like 6, she was like already retired, finna retire, and or actually did retire, and like took her pension and all that. And so I didn't see her work. My sister pretty much went through that phase, like the working mom and all that.
So her sister was jealous or zealous
Kinda
of
yeah,
the fact
I
that
would say
she
so.
had to go through all those struggling.
She got the struggling mom. I got the mom that was
she got
pretty
the
much
The
mom
present.
set,
That was
you
more.
know.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
get it because my kids. Well, they're only like 6 years apart, but my son, let's just say, endured more than my daughter endured with. Yeah.
That's how it was. And so my sister got a little chip on her shoulder, so we're not very close. But it's me and her. And on my father's side, I got 3 other siblings, a brother and 2 other sisters. Which they're all older than me. I'm the baby.
Okay.
As far as my dad said, he said I'm the last one. I guess I don't know, but I'm supposed to be the youngest. I'm 42 years old. Okay, so I have 5 children.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you had any kids.
Yep, I have a 23-year-old. She lives in Wisconsin on her own. She's doing really good. I really can't say much about her. She's very quiet to herself. She don't really get along with her sisters. I got 2 grown kids.
Okay.
So I got a 19-year-old also. She lives in Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah. She's a Spitfire. I like to talk about her. She's definitely the Spitfire.
She's a replica.
She's just like me. I would say my oldest is like her dad.
Okay.
But my second daughter, it's just like she got my personality, and we clash because I'm like, you just like me. I don't like it. So she would hate that I said that. Well, actually, she would like that I said that. I'm like that she's like me. But
Aww.
I love them both, And I got 3 other kids in Wisconsin,
Okay.
twin boys.
Aww.
They're 9 years old,
Okay.
or they will be 9 on the 25th of August.
Okay.
Yeah, in a couple of days. And then I got another 11-year-old girl.
Okay.
And she's just the greatest.
So
She's actually my favorite.
So what's the ages from youngest
If you
to
can
oldest?
have a favorite, I don't know.
So what is the ages of your kids from youngest to oldest?
23, 19, 11, and 9. The twins are 9.
Okay. And who are the younger kids with right now?
They're with their dad.
Okay. Okay.
In Wisconsin.
Aww.
So I would share that, like, in between my childhood and now, I just learned to live life to the fullest. Every moment counts. Don't take anything for granted. I've had a lot of like death in my family.
Have you?
Pretty much, I only have like cousins living here on this earth.
Okay.
Everybody else passed. My aunts, uncles, my mom, my dad passed away. So I appreciate the family that I do have right now. And even though we're not as close, I do appreciate that I have them. And like when I think about memories from my past loved ones, it makes me feel closer to them.
Let's hear about your.
Okay. I have 13 siblings. I'm the third
Wow.
oldest.
Okay.
I'm the oldest boy. I'm
Born and raised in Chicago.
born and raised in Chicago, Illinois.
What area of Chicago?
South Side.
Okay.
45th and State.
Okay.
I grew up, even the kids that wasn't in my mother and father household, because my mother had kids with another individual and my daddy have kids with another individual. So all of us grew up together.
Okay.
Like my daddy was adamant on, knowing your other siblings that's not with your mama, and my mama was the same way, So I grew up with a way of thinking, it's a lot of girls. It was 10 girls. You see what I mean? Like, so
you guys were outnumbered. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that they did, we got our ass whooped for. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like, man, for them to get in trouble was us to get in trouble. So, in order for us not to get in trouble, we had to make sure they didn't get in trouble. So,
yeah,
as far as things that listening to my sisters talk about the boyfriends that they had, and I had a different outlook on that type of stuff because I would always think that like I want to tell my sisters, like I would want to put them up on game, like all the game that I knew. I would tell them, like this is what this boy was saying. He's on this, like to make it easier for them, know. So, and it was kind of making it easier for me, because if you didn't have to go down that road, I probably wouldn't have to whoop this dude or that dude for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't real big on, like your sisters. It was, you know, you didn't let nobody disrespect your sisters. If your sister said, man, he did this, and then it was becoming in the era where men put their hands on women. If you want to put your hands on women, be my guest, just not none of my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, like none of my sisters. That's all we cared about. And my mama always brought us up to where don't let nobody mess with your sisters. Don't let nobody mess with your little brothers. So
your family was close.
Exactly. I'm very family orientated, so like when she say she didn't connect with her sister, I can only look at it like that's your only sister. That's what I always tell her, but she like, you don't know the backdrop. But I'm like, that's your only sister. You only got one of those. You see what I mean? Like
different family dynamics.
Yeah, so
I think he understands now because he kind of see.
I see.
Sometimes because there's been people close in my life who have similar stuff like that, and I would say the same thing until I was around it for years, and then I saw why they had to distance themselves from it.
It's some people is built different. Some people go through things, and that's why I say with trauma and the things that people go through on an everyday basis, it molds and them into who they are
shapes you
meant to be. You see what I mean? Like that's the things that you went through made you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like so don't shy away from it, because I was told once, like the things that you go through. It's a lot of people that don't go through some of the things that I went through or anybody went through, And I would rather go through things at a young age than to go through things at an older age, because
you learn.
I come from the projects, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that irritate her, and I be looking like that ain't shit, but that I keep that to myself, like it ain't shit to me, but to her it's something. You see what I mean? Like I don't downplay her situation or whatever she's going through, because I'm like, listen, this is all you have to do.
Yep.
Everybody deals with trauma different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all you can do is get your perspective on the topic. You know what I'm saying? Tell them what you've done or what you've been through to try to ease their way into it, because this stuff that's out here in the comments.
Yeah, tell them a little bit about what's going on.
Like out here at 700 comments.
But where are you guys staying?
We're actually staying at the Unity Recovery.
Yep.
Okay.
Unity Recovery.
Every night.
And what kind of facility is that?
So it's supposed to be for like recovering addicts, but it's open to the public who are homeless who want to sleep there from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Or be there. Just be there.
I look at it like,
and that's where we're at. But
I'm no person
we came to second.
Yeah, second comments. We first went there to second comments, and it's a shit show. You see what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't look down on anybody, because I'm nobody to look down on anybody. You see what I mean? Like, I didn't see a lot of crazy, shit. And my whole thing is, it's the perspective behind it. You know what I'm saying? The motivation on changing. The personal outlook on comfortability. How can you be comfortable when something's not yours? You see what I mean? How can you be comfortable when it's 100 of motherfuckers that's, interrupting your personal peace? And it's inadvertently, because we come up here, we don't know nobody, but the vibrations, bro, like the way that they handle situations is different from what I grew up, handling situations. It seems like they don't give a fuck. You see what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, it's people where I'm from that don't give a fuck either. But it's a
a
little
different
different.
level.
It's
Do you
different levels
think?
to
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
I think so.
I
It's like
didn't.
they gave up down there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Okay.
like just because
like
you
it's a
homeless,
camera right
if you
here.
smell me, I smell good, and
Mhm.
I don't have a house. I don't have, but
We're
I
homeless.
wash
Yeah,
up.
we're
You see what I
unhoused.
mean?
Do you think it's like the addiction, like how we were talking earlier about the different drugs and stuff that are out? Do you think that's playing a role in
Definitely.
people's behaviors?
It
or
Definitely, but not everyone down
But
there.
this is why
It's
I
like
say
everybody got different walks, but mostly
you can
drugs or some type of
you
alcohol.
can be a crackhead or a heroin addict, but if you know you stink, you don't want nobody else to smell you.
Mhm.
You gonna wash your
So
ass.
it's kind of
You
like
see what I mean?
Mhm.
it's
You
like
gonna it's
personal.
a
Yeah.
presentation of
Yeah.
who you are. It's that shit builds into your character on
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah, or like
Don't get me
personal
wrong.
habits, personal hygiene. That's the
I
same.
didn't. It gets to the point where it's like she said, it's levels.
Mhm.
Some people then let themselves go because they feel like they can't get themselves back.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? Like they don't
Mhm.
believe that the person that they used to be is reachable
Yeah.
no more. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is. You see
It
what I
is.
mean?
Yep.
That person you used to be ain't dead.
Mhm.
He's just lost.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? It's hurtful that, people give up on themselves because you is your biggest fan. You see
Mhm.
what I mean? You are the person that's gonna get other people to believe in you. You
Mhm.
know, if
Mhm.
you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect somebody else to?
Mhm.
So like even when I'm over there, man, I be telling people like, man, like some people, because I don't talk to everybody.
Yeah, you can't reach everyone.
I'm not gonna say that I don't talk to everybody, because if I try to talk to you and I would just leave it be. You know what I'm saying? You will come around when you ready.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I just feel as though, and where I'm from, it's young people over there, man. These people is young.
Yeah, I noticed
I've
that.
never
Yeah.
That's why I say the
I don't
system
know
failed
that
them
type of
in a
the
way
system.
because it's like the young. We
They-
had to tell a young couple.
23 years old.
Yeah, from
When I was
California they were
23,
from. Where's the California?
homelessness, and that's another thing I want to say. When you young and you think about, you reflect, you never think you will be in a situation that you end up in
Mhm.
because you think you know it all, or you
Pretty much.
Mhm.
because I had a lot of old heads that used to tell me, youngster, if you don't, you will find out. And I used to tell them, old school, that's you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You fucked up in your life. You know what I'm saying? But not knowing the shit that they said, bro, it rang so true.
And we don't realize till later on, right?
You don't
Like I'll
realize
hear
it until
things
later
people
on,
told me
man.
that
They
years
told
ago,
you
and
hear me, they told me exactly what I'm going through.
Mhm.
And all you can say is, well, you live and you learn.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And you try to pass that on to the younger generation, because a lot of young people burn bridges.
Mhm.
They don't understand the value
They're
of
gonna
a
have to come
bridge.
back across that bridge.
What a bridge represents. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? A
Yes.
bridge can get you to your destination, or it can keep you from your destination. You
Mhm.
see what I mean? But when you're young, you don't look at it like that. You
No.
look at it like, shit, if I can't walk over that bridge, I'm gonna swim. You see what I mean? But sometimes everybody don't know how to swim. You see what I mean? Like everybody don't know how to get over that bridge but to walk it.
Mhm.
And if that bridge has been burnt, you don't have that same avenue to walk over.
Yeah.
So I tell them, man, watch the bridges that you burn, bro, because some of them bridges you're gonna have to come back to.
Yes.
And young, yeah, okay, old school. And it's crazy that motherfuckers call me old school, now, because that's the phrase I used to use with the
Mhm.
older heads.
Mhm.
But it don't it don't it's good to listen. It's good to you don't
Mhm.
always have to have a rebuttal for everything that you hear or that a person say to you. Some things is meant to take in and let it sit and
Yes.
and ponder over it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have an answer right away. And over there, I see it's a lot of young cats that don't want to hear that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing you can say to that is, it's okay. You know, the best teacher in life is life.
Mm-hmm.
Life gonna teach you something I could never. You know what I'm saying?
It sure is, whether you want to learn it or not, right?
I would
You
say
you
also
know,
it's like unknowing. It's like they don't know. Like we met a young couple that did not know about
didn't know
specific
anything about
resources
anything.
that they could like exercise to help
Mhm.
themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another thing too.
Which is a shame because
Yeah,
they
because
should have
right,
be
it's
informed on
like
it.
they didn't even know like who's like what they've been there for months. You
But
know,
this is the
they've been
thing.
there for months. Is in the
That's
front
why
of this building. It's like they got resources right inside the building, and they didn't even know about this.
that's why they say closed mouth
Because the
don't get
girl's
fed.
pregnant. The girl's pregnant, so
Aw,
there's a lot more resources open up then. You know, she got a baby on the way.
exactly.
You would
Yeah.
never
She
know.
doesn't
That's
have to sit there in front of this building all day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it's like, I feel like the system failed most of the people down there in Second Comments.
I was always taught if you
It
don't
really
know,
did.
ask. Don't
Yep.
don't look at it as though you dumb or you stupid, because there is no such thing as a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
see what I mean? Like,
Always
if
learn.
you don't know
You
the
can always
most,
learn.
yeah, you know, the most reasonable thing to do is to ask.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like asking because they're gonna look at how people view them or look at them. But I promise you, if you don't know anything and you choose not to ask, motherfuckers will look at you differently
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't ask. You see
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what
Why wouldn't you
motherfucker
ask?
wouldn't ask if they didn't know?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, so I feel like there's never a stupid question.
Oh no, there's
You know,
not.
if you don't know, that's the only way you're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
And for the young people, if they have this concept on not wanting to be looked at as stupid or
Mm-hmm.
retarded, man,
Mm-hmm.
it gets to a certain point where what other people views don't really matter, man. If
Mm-hmm.
you, especially if you in recovery,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the the option to second chance anything. You see what I mean?
No.
You don't
Yes.
have that. You have to make sure, you know, this is from experience, man. It don't cost nothing to keep your mouth shut and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because you went through this and you went through this, you can always learn something from the next person.
Yes.
You know, whether you want to believe that they didn't live your type of life or not, they didn't live the life that you probably wasn't accustomed to,
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't know shit about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or
they're
couldn't ever live.
you know what I'm saying? So it's good to listen. You know, we so quick to want to talk like we know everything, but it don't make you a dummy not to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It just make you non-knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Mm-hmm.
as knowledgeable as you should be, or you know. But like they're saying, I don't like the saying, "Old dogs can't learn new tricks." Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Oh yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Yep.
can. You know, your mind don't never stop learning.
Yeah.
You just choose not to apply the shit that you came across that you have learned.
Yeah.
You don't apply it. You know. So
Now, do
True.
you guys have any addiction related stuff?
yeah, I'm addicted to weed all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, my big thing was alcohol.
Okay.
You know, I had a
I
big thing with
And
alcohol in my
that's why
past.
I was gonna ask if this was a
Absolutely.
raw, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but I said, you know what? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I like a drunk soul tell the truth. I'm a firm believer in that.
Me too.
A
Me.
drunk soul will tell you the motherfucking truth. You feel me? Flat out. They don't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you exactly how it is, and that's the type of people that I like. Don't
Yeah.
sugarcoat nothing,
Yeah.
because the world ain't gonna sugarcoat it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tell it to me exactly how it is. Let me know that okay, nigga, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
Mhm.
fucking up because if you're on this route, do this.
Yeah.
Don't, you know, a lot of people
Oh
tend to
hi. I did his interview before.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk to you when I'm done. Hold on.
Yes.
Oh, he's so nice.
But it's I love life. You know, I could never picture myself ending my life because of circumstances that I'm going through.
Yeah.
I would definitely get past it.
Yes.
I would definitely. You know, is that just something in me? You know, I just feel like that won't defeat me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that will not defeat me. You know.
Where were you guys? Like right before you came to Pittsburgh, where were you?
Oh, the Quad Cities.
Yeah,
so
the Quad
like
Cities
I in the Midwest it's called the Quad Cities. So it's like Rock Island.
Rock
Davenport.
Island,
So it's like on the border. It's like Quad Cities, like in between Illinois and Iowa.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's exactly where we was at before we came out here. To
Okay.
And then I want to put this out there. My sister.
Oh my God.
I just want to put this out there because it's the truth. My sister, I came out to help her during her pregnancy. She was 34 weeks. I came out
and she lives around here.
No, she was in Rock Island.
Okay.
I went out there to help her. She was 34 weeks. She said she needed her kids to be took to school, and you know,
she get ready to have her baby.
I'm like, okay. The girl threw my clothes away, my social security card, my birth certificate. She threw all of that away and then had the nerve to call me 3 days later and say, "Bro, is you good?" You know,
and that's what we.
I hope her pregnancy ended up good because I don't know because I ain't responded back. I blocked him, you know, all that. But I love my sister. I wouldn't want no harm to come to her, but I do want her to understand. My mama, she wasn't she didn't probably bring me up the best way that you bring a child up, but she brought me up the best way she knew how.
Yeah.
You know, and in Chicago, you gotta have some thick skin. You know, you can't wear your feelings on your shoulder, you gotta hold them tight. You know, so I explained to her, sis, I will always love you. You know, but fuck, but
oh my God.
But because please don't cut that part. I promise, please don't cut. Because I pray that this goes viral so she can hear this because this is for other people too. You know, don't let what a person does to you define how you treat other people. You see what I mean? Just because she kicked me out, threw my stuff away, don't mean that I'm gonna be zealous towards the next person or any individual. I'm a people's person. You know, I pride myself into that. I can have a conversation with a stranger, and make it feel like we've been friends for, I like that characteristic about me.
Maybe it's just for both of your lives. Maybe like things happen for a reason, and sometimes we're not supposed to have a certain person in our life at a certain time. And I really believe that.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to work on, or whatever she has to work on, right? And it doesn't mean you guys can never rekindle down the road or whatever. But right now is just not.
Yeah, right now is not the time for the point that like she's young. You see what I mean? Like she has a whole life to get to understand things,
Yeah.
And for some people, it comes faster. When you have kids, that's why they say women mature faster than men do. Y'all forced to.
What did your parents do growing? You said your mom was a nurse, and then what did your dad do?
I don't really know what he did. He was retired too. So So my dad was like 20 years older than my mother.
Okay.
So like,
okay.
I don't know. He never worked. So
and you said your mom had you late, so he would have been. Your mom had you at 43, correct? So he would have been.
He would have been like 60 when he had me.
Okay. And then what about your parents?
My daddy and my mama was a year apart, 31 and 30.
Okay.
My daddy, he worked all his life. He took care of my mama.
Okay.
my mama, she graduated high school, but that was basically.
Well, she took care of the kids.
Yeah, she took care of the kids. Yeah, that's true. So my father was a intricate part of my life. I'm a junior actually. I'm a
Okay.
junior, so I had to. I grew up with my daddy and my mama because they wasn't together. You know, they was together when I was younger, but they ended up splitting up. Never got divorced.
Okay.
But they separated. And I had a stepfather who I cherish deeply. Like I have my daddy, can't nobody take his place, and can't nobody take my stepdaddy place. I had a stepmama that was there for me. Like I be looking at people like, when you have a stepmom, do you understand the things that a stepmother goes through? You see what I mean? She has to put up with a lot of things because of the man who she loves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's a
you
true
know what I'm
statement.
saying?
Yeah.
Like a stepmother goes through a lot, just like a stepfather goes through a lot.
Blending a family is difficult.
Exactly.
And people don't realize how difficult it is until they're going through it. Yeah.
Yeah, because to get a good blending, all of the kids is treated equally because that don't happen in every household.
Yeah.
In households, they be bad on that one and good on this one. And you know what I mean? It's a lot of unequality going on. But when you have a good foundation, a good set of direction, they let you know that you don't have to be my kid for me to love you the way like you was my kid. You are my kid. And I had that on both ends of on my mama's side and my daddy's side. I had that on both ends. So I know the fuck ups was because of me being rebellious. You know what I'm saying? I started
were you
drinking
rebellious?
at 5th grade. Yeah, man, I started drinking and smoking weed in the 5th grade. 11 years old. You know, um, I got raped by my daddy brother's wife at the 3rd grade. You see what I mean? Like it was a lot of things that took place that played a part, not wholly, but a part in how I operated.
It all, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Did your
My
family
view,
know that happened to you?
yes. My
like
stepmom got her locked up. She got
I'm-
locked up for 7 years, and then she got out and died. You see what I mean? Like, it was crazy, but she got sentenced to 7 years to the Department of Corrections, and then she got out 4 months later. She died. And
life is funny, isn't
exactly.
it?
You know what I'm saying? Herself? No, she didn't kill herself. It was a heart murmur. But my stepmom, she said she got what she had coming. And as a kid back then, it wasn't like a rape to me. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing,
I
but that's
understand
not
what you
taken
mean.
away
Yeah.
from what it was. Like at the end of the day,
I think that type of childhood abuse is hard for people who haven't been through it to understand because I'm not, it is very extreme, but the way the child processes it is so differently because it's all they know at that time.
At that time, man. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I can talk about it now, but back then I stuck my tongue to a pole so I wouldn't talk to the police about what had happened. My father and my stepmom told me, tell the police what happened. I went and stuck my tongue to the pole outside, so I didn't have to tell them what conspired. You know what I'm saying? Because it felt like I was snitching or something. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It felt like I was doing something wrong, but
there's a lot of emotions that go with that for a child.
I wasn't at fault. You see what I mean? Yes. It was nothing that I did that was at fault. Everything that was at fault was that older lady.
Yes.
But back then it didn't feel like that. It felt like I got her locked up for all those years when. Yeah. And it's just, I understand now that she did something that she wasn't supposed to do. And I'm not the judge, the trial, or the executioner, but don't nothing happen for no reason. You see what I mean? Like the things that you go through, God wants you to go through that. You know, at least that's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? It builds character. You know what I'm saying? It builds you into who you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, so when I hear things about my daughter saying that this or that or my son, I take heed to that shit. I don't overlook it or bypass it like, oh no, they don't.
Because people don't realize how prevalent that.
Kids don't lie, man.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, kids lie,
but not about
exactly certain
like,
things when your kids
and
say
you
something.
can see it in someone's eyes.
Yes, man, yes.
Once you now, it has not personally happened to me, but I've had people very, very close to me that have had extreme trauma like that. And once you learn what to look for and the behavior, you can't unsee it then, right?
It didn't. It got so serious, man. I don't get if you know, and this is probably a little bit explicit for this right here, but
No.
if you have hair on your, I don't even like that because that's what I remember.
It's trauma. Yeah,
it's her heaven, so I don't even
trauma.
I don't even like hair down there. You see what I mean? Like
that's
if
your trauma.
you got,
Yes.
I don't even feel comfortable with, you know, and I would express that to, you know, but I don't even feel comfortable.
Yeah.
With that type of, you know what I'm saying? And
No,
that goes all the way back to when I was 11 years old. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me? That plays a part, and I'm 39 right now. I'm finna be 40 next month. And in my head, I look at that as no. You know what I'm saying? Because it reminds me of what I went through when I was back then. You see what I mean? You know, so people don't understand. It don't matter. Years down the line, I was 11 and I'm finna be 40 years old. And something as small as that affects me.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
So
that
is trauma.
never leaves somebody.
It never leaves you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I done been raped by my motherfucking babysitter, was my cousin. You see what I mean? Like these and all, I don't forget nothing, man. You know, it's just I choose to deal with it in a way that I try not to let it affect my current life. You see what I mean? Like,
but you're such an open and like person that's able to talk through stuff, and that probably helps you deal with it, because I know people that have not come to terms with that type of trauma yet, and you
have to let it
see it in everything about them. They're almost not able to fully function or be themselves. And I always try to explain to them, it's not that you have to announce it to everyone, it's that you have to come to terms with it so you can move on.
Yeah, let it out.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't want to let people know that they've been victimized. But the only difference between a victim and a survivor is the victim kept moving, they kept going. They let that trauma overwhelm them to the point where they swallowed in it. You know, like ain't nothing wrong. I ain't gonna say ain't nothing wrong, but a lot of people are victims. You see what I mean? Every day, a lot of people are victims. But to survive that victimness, you have to keep moving. You have to let yourself know that it's gonna be greater later. You know, and that's a survivor, man. A person that can learn from what they went through, accept that it happened to them, and know that it ain't gonna never happen again.
Yes.
You see what I mean? You know, that's a survivor, man. You know, just want to bask
Here, you can
in,
hold that.
oh, I'm the victim, and I went through this and I went through that. So you have to know, you know, like accept the things that you cannot change. You can't.
When people are a victim, how you just said, instead of getting to the point of being a survivor, they then live their whole life in that victim mentality. And someone close to me has that mentality, and they had that happen to them. And I always say that, I'm like, that you're transmuting that, what happened to you because you haven't dealt with it, into the rest of your life.
Exactly, man.
And you have to learn to overcome it.
Exactly. It's like you're accepting that you're a victim and you're just a victim.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't think there's no after You know, like, what do you think when victims talk about things that happened to them? That's after the things that happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, what have they learned from that? Because that's when you kick into the survival part of that. You know, you have to learn from your situation.
Yes.
You have to prepare certain, you got to prepare circumstances or contingency plans to combat some of the things that you know will come up or will happen, to make sure you never go through that again. Because you know how they say people walk like, I don't understand that person. You don't understand life then, bro. You know, if you not saying it's a lot of people that don't understand, but how hard is it to understand that she's been raped or she's been verbally abused or mentally abused? How hard is that? And the thing is, when people openly admit that to a person, a lot of times the person doesn't reply in the manner that they should, and it makes a person retract. It makes them go back into that shell. You know, like,
that took me a long time to understand with people in my life, where like, if you are not getting, it's already so much to come out with something like that.
Exactly.
If somebody discredits you or doesn't take it seriously, whatever it may be,
it makes you
that could have taken you your entire life to come out with.
Exactly, man.
And now them reacting that way, you might never come out with it again.
And that's what people don't understand, man. It ain't easy to, you know, like now, you know, I didn't went to therapy groups and all of this shit over this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the importance of speaking out.
Yeah.
And it ain't just for me. You see what I mean? It's for anybody that ever went through anything that I've went.
Yeah.
Or remotely close to. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed to say what you've been through. Take glory in talking about what happened after you went through that.
Well, that's what makes people appear strong. I think people stuck in victim mentality are so afraid of appearing weak, but they don't realize that's what makes them appear weak, is staying the victim. When you're able to admit to something, whatever it is you went through, that there's strength in that.
Yes, yes.
And in being able to own it and help other people.
Exactly.
That's where your strength comes to play.
The strength comes in unity. And people think unity is family. Unity is a community. You see what I mean? Unity ain't just gotta be people that you know or people, because what you say right now can reach multitudes of people that can resonate with what you're saying. But they didn't, I wouldn't say they didn't have the courage. They just didn't have they didn't know that they had the strength to do the same thing that you did. You know what I'm saying? Because all you got to do is open your mouth and speak.
Yes.
That's it. You see what I mean? Don't worry about what people's going to think or what people's going to say. Speak the truth. Let the truth be known, so the truth don't be tucked away in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because a lot of people aren't able to speak the truth. They envy people that can.
And I, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the people that can't speak the truth, because I know they can't speak the truth because they feel like they can't speak it to the people that they're around. You know, the people that they're around don't make them feel comfortable enough to discuss things like that without being judgmental.
Yes.
You see what I mean? But
yes,
you have to, you know, if those are the type of people you're around, you need to find a different crowd. You know what I'm saying? Those people are not your friends. Those people are not your loved ones. Those are the people that you can do without. You see what I mean? And I'm getting teary-eyed talking about this, man, because one of my cousins, my cousin's sister, she was one of the ones that was taking defense for my cousin. And I'm sitting up here looking like, you think I would lie on your sister? You see what I mean? Like, I'm 9 years old, girl.
Yeah.
I'm in the 3rd grade. Why would I even think of speaking about something like this if it didn't happen? You see what I mean? Like, you don't just think that a person, or you don't just come up with that thought that a person.
And imagine how traumatizing that is to a child to be able to come out with something
man,
and then be told by family or whatever and get shut down.
And
I can't even
and
imagine.
that's why I say I'm really family orientated, because my father and my mother, they believed me. You see what I mean? They took correction. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was always told, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. You see what I mean? Like, there's no reason to lie. If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I was a child. I lied. But when
But that's a different type.
exactly, you see what I mean? It was a different type.
Yes.
You know, like, and
it angers me when I hear people trying to silence victims about stuff like that. It boils my blood, actually.
it's like they try to, you know, demoralize you. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel like, you know, you're a liar and you're trying to get attention from saying this. And I'm looking, you know, but everything happened. You know, my cousin, they went to jail. You know, like, this is real life. You know, motherfuckers go to jail for doing things. Everybody don't get away with stuff like that. You see what I mean? It's just that when you get victimized physically, you don't think that nobody will believe you because of who you say, excuse me, who you saying doing it, and just they can't see that person doing something like that. And man, I'm 100% in believing my kids, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know, my kid can't tell me no shady stuff like that, and I just say, you know, stop lying.
I can't imagine as a parent.
Do
Yeah. Do you have children?
Oh, I have 4. You know,
Okay.
I have 3 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
You know, my oldest son is 23. My youngest is 7.
Okay.
And I tell them, don't lie to me. You know, you don't have to lie to me. Daddy's here to protect you above all else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's anything that I can do in my power, I would definitely do it in times 10.
Yeah.
But don't lie to me. Don't have me going to bat for you about something that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to be able to say my child would never lie about something like this. You see what I mean? But you know your kids. You see what I mean? You know the kids that you brought up. You know the kids that you raised. You know, so some parents, you know, they got you know, they be feeling like, you know, okay, he's a or she, you know, she can make some stuff up sometimes. I just feel as though, tell me the truth, man. You know, don't lie to me. Don't get me worked up or overly animated about something that's not true. You know, because I'm gonna back you up 100%. You know, so don't make me look like a fool.
I wanted to ask you guys what your game plan is like from here. Like, just did you plan on going somewhere else, like another state, or what do you think? Or you don't know yet?
I like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do. We might stay here. Just get things set up here. I think we'll get things set up here for the time being.
I feel like any place that's new, you have to give it a little time. You know, you got to give it a little time. You know, don't nothing come overnight. You know, what I want, well, what I would like, you know, we could do a month or, you know, 3 months, but I would like a 6-month recap.
Let's do it. Yeah.
You know, like 6 months from now, where we at then.
Let's
You
do
see what
it.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because we just now getting to know, you know, the area, the places, you know. I want a little time to get my feet up under me, you know,
I
get
would
situated.
love to do that.
Hell yeah, you know, and I do believe that we would definitely be in a better situation that we is now, that we are in now. Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. You know,
I'm glad to hear it.
yes, I
Yeah.
definitely like Pittsburgh, and I love that you chose to pick us.
I'm so happy
You
that
know,
I was
hey,
just
yes,
walking by and I just
I
sometimes I just know
yes,
and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna see what
yes,
they think.
yes,
I don't
yes.
know.
I'm so glad that you
Me
said what you
too.
said, and I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah, because
yes,
I seen that,
Everything
I was like,
happens for a
oh, I
reason.
love her eyes.
yes.
Oh,
I
thank
said, I'm
you.
like,
Yeah,
her
that's what
eyes are
she
real
said. She
pretty.
said she
And he
got some
looked, and I was
pretty.
just like,
She
oh,
got
then you
some
came up
pretty
here. I was
eyes.
like,
I'm
oh,
like, yeah,
okay,
you
yeah.
know,
We
but yes,
good.
man,
Aw.
I
We sitting
really
there.
do think that 6 months from now, it will definitely be a different perspective, a different outlook,
Yeah.
and different content. You know, based on what we done been through and
Yeah.
how we ended up. You know,
Yeah.
but Pittsburgh, I like. I like
So
Pittsburgh.
far so
Yes,
good.
I like Pittsburgh. Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll stop back and we will talk to you guys soon over
Yeah.
the next. I come down usually on Mondays
Okay,
because
Monday.
I have Mondays free and I can send you guys a text and
Okay,
let you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And yeah, don't forget to give us a like and comment down below. If you have any
Sure.
questions for them, I'll be back
Yes,
so we
yes,
can answer any questions anyone
yes,
has.
yes.
Looking forward to it.
Looking
Yeah,
forward to
like
it.
and subscribe to the
And
Decrepit
she
Couch.
is the shit.
Oh,
So
thank you.
like and subscribe. You know what I'm
Yes.
You
saying?
guys are so sweet.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Yeah. See you guys.
I
Bye.
see y'all.